Howdy, beautiful Bart here, and welcome. Alright, this is kind of a quick video setting up footstep sounds and particles. See, works just fine. I was messing around with it in the last video, and it was actually the asset pack that was causing the issues. Now this one's a little bit loud. I'll fix that in the actual build version. I just wanted it to be audible. And I'll actually do a walk and a run. I'll add a simple sprint system so that we can demonstrate the difference between the walk sound and jump sound and run sounds. As for the particle, I don't have a footstep particle, so yeah, that's the thing. What I'll do here is I will go ahead and do File, New Project, and I'll just call this B, or another step, whatever we're going to do. Third person, create project, and we'll do this from scratch. It is stupid simple. It'll take longer to set up the project probably than to actually do this. So you can do this in your own existing projects or whatever else. So you can see, hit play, have a stupid mouse cursor, no sound whatsoever. Alright, and there was much rejoicing. First things first. Organization. Create a new folder. Assets. Inside there, new folder, audio. Go in there. The sound file actually is one that I took from that asset pack that we were just looking at. And all I did was drop it over into, or export it out. And I'm just going to use one footstep sound. I don't need 5. I don't need one for the left, one for the right. Doesn't really matter. Just going to left click, drag it, drop it in here, and we're done. So we have a sound file. Right click, create cue. That's fine. Actually, I'm going to rename it. And I'm going to hit F2, footstep dot A for audio. And then I'm just going to go ahead and right click, create cue, and I'm going to get rid of that so it just says footstep cue. And I'm going to go into it, footstep there. We're going to add in a modulator, connect that to there. The modulator, I'm actually going to change nothing. I'm going to leave it the way it is, but I'm going to do this. So I'm going to change the volume minimum to 0.6, and the max volume is going to be 0.8. So we're going to lower the sound volume a little bit so it's not as loud. Lovely. And of course, since Unreal Engine 4 hates me, we're going to go into Editor Preferences, change Asset Editor Open Location to Main Window, Loading and Saving, Disable, and there we go. So next step, we're going to go into our third person character, and because I don't need gamepad input and VR, I'm going to get rid of both of those. And I'm not using touch input. You don't have to delete these. I'm just never going to use them, so I get in the habit of just getting rid of them. Then we're going to do event begin play. We're going to set input to kiss my ass. Set input to game mode only. Get player controller reference. Set show mouse cursor. Connect it. Don't check the box. That's good. Compile, save. We don't need to add anything else into there. We do need to go back into our audio and go to sounds, sound attenuation. We're going to do footsteps underscore ATT so that I know that it's a sound attenuation. I'm actually going to change this to nothing. This is where you would change the radius, the inner and fall off distance. I'm going to leave them alone for right now because we're not doing anything with multiplayer. That's all fine. Attenuation settings, we're going to set that up inside here. So we're all good for that. So we've created our sound. So we're good on that. We have a little bit softer sound. This is where the complications come into effect here. The first thing we have to do is go into third person walk animation. And this is complicated. Hit pause. And I'm going to pan around so I can see the feet. And right there, his foot's just making contact. So I'm going to go ahead and right click there in the notify section, add notify, play sound. Going to click on it. Footsteps cue. Move it along to about right here when he's starting to put his foot down again. Right click, add notify, play sound. Click on it and footstep cue. Now I don't have a particle effect for the visual portion of it. We will come back to that. If you have that and you want to put one in, the same thing we're doing here. We're going to go ahead and zoom in. And foot is hitting the ground there. So, right click, add notify. If you want to add the particle effect, just put it in right there. If you have a particle effect, for the footsteps. I don't have one, but that's how you would do it. The same thing as you're doing that, I would put that like real close to it, like right there maybe. And then you have both. You'll have a sound and you'll have the particle effect. So like a little dust thing or whatever else, or whatever you want to add on there. And foot's hitting the ground there. You could have a different one for a left and right footstep. Hit play. We can hear it. Save. And we'll close that, and we'll do third person jump end. We're going to go ahead and pause that. Go back to the beginning. This is when your character is doing your jump and it actually is hitting the ground. So let's fast forward. First foot is hitting the ground there. Add notify, play sound. I'm going to use the same sound. We're going to fast forward. Other foot, pow, hits the ground right there. So I'm going to add notify, play sound. Click on it. Make sure it's got the right one. Hit play. It's going to sound like crap in here, but don't worry, it'll work. So we've got walk, run, and jump end. So now if we hit play, first off, no mouse cursor. And we can hear footsteps. Why don't I hear it on the jump end? First off, we don't need you. Get out of there. Don't need it on loop. If you want to add like a springy sound, like boing, boing, boing. You put it on there. But not sure why it's not doing it on the other one. So let's put it on this one. That's starting to jump. So whatever, I'll just put one right here. Add notify. I just did it in the other project and it worked just fine. So don't ask me. And footstep cue. Save. Play. Yep, close enough for government work. So let's go back into our blueprint for our player, and let's do a sprint feature. First off, character movement, max walk speed crouch. Let's change this to 300 for our max walk speed. And let's go ahead and save all. So if we hit play now, we're walking. So we want to hold down the left shift key and sprint. So we'll do left shift right there. So we hit left shift, we press, and then release. So we're going to, instead of toggling it, we're going to do one thing here and then one thing right there. So what I'll do here is get a reference to my character movement and set max walk speed. Plug that in here. Control C and Control V. So then on released, we're going to do the same thing. Set max walk speed. So when we press the key, we're going to change this to 600. When we release it, we're going to set it back to 300. So we hit compost, save, and you see we're sprinting. Let go of the shift key, we're walking. And there was much rejoicing. It is that simple to add sound and a sprint feature to our character. I mean, it's stupid simple. If we wanted to add a particle effect in here, I don't have a particle effect. You could probably do add feature or content pack and starter content. That's going to take just a minute to actually put in that 700 megabytes of stuff. Particles. I mean, what the hell? We could just put an explosion in every time his feet hit the ground. Just so we have something to put in there. So let's go back to our animations. And I'm only going to do this on run. Actually, no, let's just attach that onto our jump. This one did not seem to work for some reason. So we put that on jump loop. No. We put that on third person jump. So let's hit pause. So I'm going to put that about right, I don't know, screw it. We'll put it right here, just so we can see it. I'm just going to right click, add notify, and play particle effect. And then click on it. Explosion. Jump, land, and we get a particle effect. And there was definitely much rejoicing. So if you've got whatever particle effect you want to put on there, so all you have to do is just attach it to the animation with a notify like that, and you're done. Okay, well, we're just going to go ahead and end this video just because, we're done. We got accomplished what we needed to accomplish. And it was stupid simple. Stupid easy. Thanks for watching. See you next time.